and welcome to What's in Fashion TV. We've got a great surprise for you today. I'm Susan Ashbrook and we're going to be interviewing the headmaster of the Lipizzan Stallions. It's their 38th anniversary tour and they've invited us to watch a very special practice. So let's go find Troy Tinker and see those beautiful horses. Hi, I'm Susan Ashbrook and I'm here today with Troy Tinker and the famous Lipizzan Stallions.
World famous,
World
Susan.
famous. I like that, even better. Now, Troy, I read that the 38th anniversary tour, which is what we're watching here tonight, has special music and choreography. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that.
I'll be glad to do that. First of all, people come to see us for what's traditional. Every year we freshen the choreography, put new pieces of music in. We just debuted a new number, a solo number at our show in Los Angeles this past weekend, a one-handed riding style, a relic of war's past, which frees the rider's right hand to brandish a saber, which is symbolized by the riding crop.
Now, the Lipizzan Stallions have just a wonderful history. For our watchers, viewers, do we want to talk a little bit about that history?
They intersect with so many corners of history, it's impossible to cover all of it in a 2-hour show. But briefly, they were developed by the royal family of Austria to be the perfect dressage horse almost 450 years ago. They got that, but they also got a horse with a center of gravity that enabled them to do these big leaps and jumps called the airs above the ground. That made them the warhorse of choice throughout Europe. Then during peacetime, composers like Mozart got the idea of debuting new pieces of music with the added visual of these horses dancing to it, taking the steps and movements from dressage and creating an equine ballet. That's still what we do with our show to this day. Also, they tie in with American military history because General Patton rescued them at the end of World War II, and if he hadn't done that, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Right. Yes. And speaking about General Patton, this weekend you were honored, a very, very special honor, at the Egyptian Theater. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
We put a hoof prints of a Lipizzaner in cement signed by the General's grandson, George Patton Waters, and also Mr. Arthur Hiller, who's still with us, who actually directed The Miracle of the White Stallions movie for Walt Disney.
One of my favorite movies.
Back in 1963. And they autographed that, and I don't think you can look for it actually at the Chinese theater or at the Egyptian theater because they're auctioning that off on eBay, that piece of concrete with those signatures and the hoof print, and it's being auctioned off with all proceeds going to the American Cancer Society.
Oh, that's wonderful. How did you decide which horse was going to put its foot in the concrete?
Well, I tell you, this horse is very special to us. He's got a very sweet disposition. He is a absolutely perfect Lipizzan stallion who came to us through a rescue operation. And he does the levade in the show. So it was really easy for him to put a hoof print in and then levade, lean up on his hindquarters right back out of it, which is exactly what
you needed him to do. One other thing you talked about was the airs above the ground.
Right.
And now I know that these horses are bred for all the movements that we're going to be seeing here tonight. But not all horses, even if they're bred for it, can do them.
Not every horse can do the airs maneuvers, you're right. They're a separate set of maneuvers from dressage. Usually each horse, usually a horse that can do it will perform one, maybe two of the airs to learn to do them on cue. You watch them in a field playing for the first 4 years of their lives. You learn if they can do that while they're playing in a field. Then when their training starts, when you start to teach them the airs, never more than 45 minutes a day. For about 6 to 9 years typically, but sometimes they're very gifted and pick up on it much quicker. And then they come out and join us in the show, and typically an airs horse will do just about only that in our performance. It's like a place kicker in the NFL.
Yes,
they go in and they do that, and then they sit
Yeah.
backstage in a hot tub with 2 fillies for the rest of the night.
A lot of our viewers are going to want to know about the 12 to 14 stallions that you travel with, and how is it that stallions can get along?
There's a real trick to that, Susan. You know, in the wild, stallions will fight to determine who the alpha male of the herd is. We let them all think that they're the alpha male.
The art of dressage is thousands of years old, dating back to the Carthaginians.
I wanted to ask you about the traditional costumes that your riders will be wearing this evening. Now, you know, riding apparel hasn't changed through the years, but how it has changed is the technology, and it has wicking and certain things like that, and I just wondered if the costumes we'll see tonight have any special technological features.
Well, right now you're seeing them in their white riding breeches and white t-shirts, which is what they wear.
White.
Right,
okay.
They are. And then the jackets they wear in the show are reminiscent of Napoleonic era warfare costumes, but they're not used for fighting, they're used for a show. So we use some show colors: red with gold trim, blue with silver trim. We have white with gold brocade. So, but the big thing that is different from the war days is they all have Velcro fasteners, so they can change out of them very quickly.
Very fast. I know that you're touring, and this is a really special tour this time. And our viewers would love to read about it, and I know you have a website so they can find out where you're traveling. And
absolutely, Lipizzanner.com, Lipizzanner.com, and they will have a whole section where you can check on our current tour schedule, put in the name of a city even, and find out when we're going to be at a city near you.
Well, thank you so much,
My
Troy.
pleasure.
We're really looking forward
Thank
to
you.
tonight's performance.
Great.
Thanks everyone for watching What's in Fashion TV. If it's about horses, we cover it.